Some patients that they come in, they do not have any kin or friends, especially towards the end of their life. There's no one with them. So NODA, no one dies alone, actually is where volunteers will sit in with this patient, accompanying them towards the last part. I had encountered deaths quite a bit before I entered this program. When I came here, there was a bit of adjusting to it and understanding the patients. You have to prepare yourself because you might be really walking the last few steps with the patient. I'm on my way to Assisi Hospice where NODA vigil has been activated. The doctor has informed that the patient is now on dangerously ill list. There are quite a few elderlies. They have no next of kin, no families. Towards the end of their life, they are still alone and there's no one to journey with them. Humans are social animals, right? It's innate in us, right? That this fear is always there, being alone, be it alive or when you are going through your last stage. So when I reach the hospice, right, as usual, we have to do our lock-in and then we will leave our things, prepare ourselves as we enter the ward. One very important thing that we do is always the volunteer that is going to leave will tell the patient, I'm going off, Edward is here to be reviewed for the next 6 hours. It's accounting to the patients. At no point of time you're here alone. Someone else is coming to take over for me and he or she will continue to be here with you. You're fine, you're in good hands. During my first NODA vigil, there was this volunteer, Shelby. She knows me and she was on duty and she called me out and says, hey Edward, Ah-Seng doesn't have any clothes. He only has a pair of Bermudas. And I was on the next duty, so I quickly went to look through my clothes and pick up a long sleeve and a pants. Shortly after when I started my duty, Ah-Seng passed on. That was the first death that I encountered. Because it was my first duty, the senior volunteer Paul asked me to help the nurse to go through the full process. Together we cleaned Ah-Seng and then changed him to the clothes that I bought. He had a hard life, he had a tough life. It's a relief. It's going to be an end for him, but also there's a tinge of sadness when you know him. So you have quite a mixed bag of feelings running through the whole time. To experience death almost constantly, it impacts me differently for every patient. Some of the patients, you know them better, you know them well. There was this patient and every time I get to her, it's like, you saved the meal, and then she's like, oh, I love the fried fish. There was a time I was at the hawker and I was buying, it just happened that, the fried fish, and then the image of her came back and it's like, oh, sadness is part of the package of being in the NODA program. You have to be emotionally prepared to handle this. Otherwise, you'll be bogged down by it. Death is the end of the journey of life. And that's something that is very natural. Surely there's sadness, but we can't let this sadness overcome us. You get a feeling, the preciousness of time. You will not know when's the end, and you should live your life to the fullest, make good use of your time. That's how we prepare ourselves, how we take care of ourselves, so that we don't get weighed out by it. We still have to move on.
We are immensely grateful for all our volunteers who support this program. Very grateful to the patients as well, who has allowed us the privilege of journeying with them. I think it's a journey that has taught all of us a lot about who we are as a person, and we all grow from this experience. For me, NODA is really like the most basic form of loving another human being as they should be loved. Because dying is scary for everyone, right? It's the first time for all of us. We don't know what to expect and stuff, and sometimes having to go through this journey alone is very scary. And it's nice to have somebody, even though it's somebody that you may or may not be very familiar with, knowing that someone is supporting you and being with you on this journey.
The call to work of charity, to be serving those who are in need, that is my main driving force. Especially when you talk to patients, right? you get rejected. It's after, you go back again and again, then they're like, okay, maybe now you can sit down and have a talk with me, have a chit chat with me. Okay, now maybe we can go down, you can bring me down to a garden for a walk. So not always patient welcomes you the first time, but if you try again, you're going to get it. 蓝色的吗？
这个是阿佑的人，还有一个阿 Sam，
阿 Sam， 哎，今天没有看到阿 Sam 呢？
阿 Sam 在 Bangkok 那边。
These are the moments where you interact with them and you listen to their stories. This is one big part that keeps us coming back. It gives you different perspective of life. You enter into somebody's life, you know their stories. It makes me want to be kinder and more compassionate because you know that there are people who, not by choices of their own choosing, they are in a certain positions and you can be a positive energy for them. It takes away the notion of yourself. I want to remember things that I've done for others, not what I just do for myself. I think that would be really sad if I can really remember what I did for myself and nothing more. I'm quite sure I'm a very ordinary person. It's just that, I'm drawn towards doing something. Everyone can contribute. It doesn't need to be big or impressive. Small acts of kindness, it adds up and it can really make a difference. In the start, I thought I gave a lot. But when I look back, actually I received so much more.